has been noticeable is the versatility that you've looked at from players since you came into the squad. The last day out, you the defender who normally play as a defender playing as a defensive midfielder as well. Are you asking players to maybe try out different sort of positions? Has everyone to be open to that sort of flexibility? It's not a case, well, I'm a defender, I'm a winger, I'm playing in those sort of positions. That's where I've played before. And or are you looking down towards other younger members of the squad saying, yeah, the club might have seen him as a wing back, but I could think he could do a more better role for me as an anchor man or a ball playing midfielder?
Jim, I've even had the goalkeepers shooting. I've got them up front in the games just in case I can put one on as a sub and he might go up and get a goal in there. I think we've all got to take responsibility, really. And they've all. I mean, managers just get thoughts and feelings about players when you're on the training ground. Who could play elsewhere? I know one or two players playing out of position, etc. But they've all surprised me. They've not surprised me, but certain lads, I'm sure, that were probably written out have come to the fruition under me. And I've been delighted with two or three lads that possibly would have not been involved. And I'd like to think that I've given them a new lease of life, really. And I'm going to be looking to these lads to help push the rest of the lads forward and, try and give teams like Middlesbrough a game.
And obviously, Neil, this is before your time, before you came to Huddersfield. But in terms of acquisitions in the past sort of two transfer windows, when you look at how Middlesbrough have gone about doing their business and picking up someone like Force, who was so prolific in the Championship with Brentford beforehand, and being able to pick him up now, would you sort of say to yourself, I wish I had that window under me, that there's a player that I could have possibly picked up if I had maybe even 12, 13, even 2 weeks of a window, even to try and get in one or two players? So I feel that with the likes of a Foss, for example, that could have made all the difference.
I think you've all got sort of regrets, and we all wish this, Daniel. I wish I'd have come 3 or 4 weeks earlier, even if it was after the window closed. I think that we could have, the games that we had around that time, I think were all winnable games. But I think all the games are winnable. Even the 8 games we've got now, everyone's winnable in the Championship. So we've just got to. I don't look on with envy. I mean, their front five for me is they've done well to get the people overboard. The lad that you haven't even mentioned, the lad Ramsey as well. There's Ramsey McGee, who's been with Australia. You've got Force there, and then you're not even talking about Archer and Akpon. They're all very, very good players, So we've got to be really at the top of our game. But yes, I do wish I'd have come 2 weeks in January and had a few quid to spend. But it's just one of them things. I only came to help out, Jim, and we have got what we've got, and we've just got to get on with it. And you can't cry over spilt milk. It's done now. So let's get the best out of them, whatever. And that's what I'm trying to do, get the best out of the squad that I've got and try and give teams like Middlesbrough, Watford, Blackburn, try and give them a good game, really.
And Neil, finally for me, I know you've managed at all levels of English football in terms of the Premier League, the Championship, League One and League Two. Can you tell me in terms of the importance of maybe being a manager at a lower sort of league club, like say for the fans of Plymouth this weekend, they're playing that Football League sort of trophy. In terms of silverware for them, what does that sort of mean? Because they're obviously a cup run or an FA Cup. That's probably not one time that throughout the year that they might get the big name, the United or the Liverpool might come to town. So how important are these days for teams like that who, dare I say, are a million miles away from the Premier League?
Well, I mean, Plymouth are taking 40,000 fans to Wembley. And Bolton, I think, are taking 32 or 33. I mean, you're talking about Division 1. It's a fabulous. Our football in England, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world like that. And, Stephen Schumacher at Plymouth, I go and watch them regularly. And they've got a very, very good team on a low budget. Your Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesdays and Portsmouth, far bigger wage bill than Plymouth. So it doesn't necessarily mean that money buys you everything, buys you success. You get a good dressing room and a good spirit. It's amazing what you can do in football. And I you know, I have seen a big difference in the last 2 weeks in the lads here. I think they've got another spring in the step as well. So it's a big test for us now. Can we play against a team like Middlesbrough and hold our own? That I don't know, but, you know, I will know shortly.
On that note, Neil Warnock, from me, Jim Conlon, best of luck.
Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, everyone.
Is that everybody?
Thanks, Neil. All the best.
Thanks,
Cheers,
everyone.
Thanks, lads.
Got your message, Jim. We'll send it across. Cheers. See you later.
That's not